Chapter 2, Part 2. Off we go. Torak lurched to a halt. The forest horses lay where the bear had tossed them like broken playthings. No scavenger had dared feed on them, not even the flies would touch them. They looked like no bear kill Torak had ever seen. When a normal bear feeds, it peels back the hide of its prey and takes the innards and hind parts, then caches the rest for later. Like any other hunter, it wastes nothing. But this bear had ripped no more than a single bite from each carcass. It hadn't killed from hunger. It had killed for fun. At Torak's feet lay a dead foal, its small hooves still crusted with river clay from its final drink. His gorge rose. What kind of creature slaughters an entire herd? What kind of creature kills for pleasure? He remembered the bear's eyes, glimpsed for an appalling heartbeat. He'd never seen such eyes. Behind them lay nothing but endless rage and a hatred of all living things. The hot, churning chaos of the other world. Of course, his father was right. This wasn't a bear, it was a demon. It would kill and kill until the forest was dead. No one can fight this bear, his father had said. Did that mean the forest was doomed? And why did he, Torak, have to find the mountain of the world spirit, the mountain that no one had ever seen? His father's voice echoed in his mind. Your guide will find you. How? When? Torak left the glade and plunged back into the shadows beneath the trees. Once again he began to run. He ran forever. He ran till he could no longer feel his legs. But at last he reached a long wooded slope and had to stop, doubled up, chest heaving. Suddenly he was ravenous. He fumbled for his food pouch and groaned in disgust. It was empty. Too late he remembered the neat bundles of dried deer meat forgotten at the shelter. Torak, you fool! Messing things up on your first day alone. Alone. It wasn't possible. How could Fab be gone? Gone forever? Gradually, he became aware of a faint mewing sound coming from the other side of the hill. There it was again, some young animal crying for its mother. His heart leapt. Oh, thank the spirit! An easy kill! His belly tightened at the thought of fresh meat. He didn't care what it was. He was so hungry he could eat a bat. Torak dropped to the ground and crept through the birch trees to the top of the hill. He looked down into the narrow gully through which ran a small, swift river. He recognised it, the fast water. Further west, he and Far often camped in summer to gather lime bark for rope making. But this part looked unfamiliar. Then he realised why. Some time before, a flash flood had come roaring down from the mountains. The waters had since subsided, leaving a mess of wet undergrowth and grass-strewn saplings. They'd also destroyed a wolf den on the other side of the gully. There, below a big red boulder shaped like a sleeping auroch, lay 2 drowned wolves like sodden fur cloaks. 3 dead cubs floated in a puddle. The 4th sat beside them, shivering. The wolf cub looked about 3 moons old. It was thin and wet, and was complaining softly to itself in a low, continuous whimper. Torak flinched. Without warning, the sound had brought a starting vision to his mind. Black fur, warm darkness, rich fatty milk. The mother licking him clean. the scratch of tiny claws and nudge of small, cold noses. Fluffy cubs clambering over him, the newest cub in the litter. The vision was as vivid as a lightning flash. What did it mean? His hand tightened on his father's knife. It doesn't matter what it means, he told himself. Visions won't keep you alive. If you don't eat that cub, you'll be too weak to hunt. And you're allowed to kill your clan creature to keep from starving. You know that. The cub raised its head and gave a bewildered yowl. Torak listened to it and understood. In some strange way that he couldn't begin to fathom, he recognised the high, wavering sounds. His mind knew their shapes. He remembered them. This isn't possible, he thought. He listened to the cub's yowls. He felt them drop into his mind. Why won't you play with me? The cub was asking its dead pack. What have I done now? On and on it went. As Torak listened, something awakened in him. His neck muscles tensed. Deep in his throat, he felt a response beginning. He fought the urge to put back his head and howl. What was happening? He didn't feel like Torak anymore. Not boy, not son, not member of the wolf clan, or not only those things. Some part of him was wolf. A breeze sprang up, chilling his skin. At the same moment, the wolf cub stopped yowling and jerked round to face him. Its eyes were unfocused, but its large ears were pricked and it was snuffing the air. It had smelt him. Torak looked down at the small, anxious cub and hardened his heart. He drew the knife from his belt and started down the slope. Now that is the end of chapter 2. Chapter 3, we will find out what Torak does with this dilemma. Does he kill the cub and eat it, or does he spare its life? Tune in for next time. Thank you.